Well, hello everybody. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. I thought I would do a video. It's been like forever, I think over 3 months since I've done a video. Reason for that is I've just been so busy trying to get everything done, get us into the house, get everything winterized. There was a lot of like water lines needed to be dug in. I'll just show you a quick clip of that. All the stuff that we did. Had my father-in-law come down. He spent, I think, 2 days just digging and burying the pipe, and I made my own little cistern rig contraption. Show you some video footage of that. And so yeah, so we've been doing that, and then I had to get a shower kind of figured out inside, and then get my hot water hooked up through propane. And yeah, so it's been an intense time, and we didn't even have wood split, I don't think, until, I don't know, when was that, September? August, September? So like, yeah, I think it was around September. I mean, a lot of the wood was already cut about a year before, but it wasn't chopped or stacked or anything. So we were in a mad rush to try to get everything cut and done and put into position. So yeah, it's been kind of crazy. So I apologize if I haven't been able to do anything, but we ran a pipe from over there, and it's coming all the way down here, and we're down here by the brook right now. Just a beautiful view. So this is my solar panel. It's just a 250 watt solar panel. It's not ideally placed, but it's working for now. I have a battery, a deep cycle battery in there with a controller, charge controller, and that charge controller has the ability to have a setting where you can turn on a utility appliance, whether it be like a light or something, up to 10 amps. And basically you can set it to run for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, I think all the way up to, I think, 11 or 12 hours. The moment the sun disappears, the controller can turn on whatever that application is for however long you want. So in my case, I have it running my water pump for an hour every night, and I figure it probably pumps up about 120 gallons for that hour. That's kind of what I figure. At worst, it would be 60 gallons for an hour, but I think it's a lot more than that, because it's definitely being able to keep up with our use. Now, we don't have a toilet yet, so but we are running a shower, we are running like dishes and stuff like that. So but we also have no washer yet. We're still going out to do washing our clothes. So it's a bit of an experiment, but eventually, if it's not enough, then I'll have to run it 2 hours every night, which means I'm gonna have to just expand the system. But yeah, let me just quickly show you what I'm doing here. So what we got going on here, we've got the solar panel. It's kind of facing, that would be west. There's a bit of a tree line here, and this tree, I hate to say it, but she's probably gonna have to go. But eventually I'd like to get maybe 3 solar panels here, kind of facing more this direction. But we find so far, like, it does kind of keep up. I mean, I have 2 batteries on rotation, so when this battery gets too low, I swap it out with another one that I've charged up top of the hill. But basically, yeah, it's just some, how many amp hours is that? 75 amp hours, 12 volt battery from Cane Tire. This is my charge controller. I bought that from the Cabin Depot. This unit here was a bit of an experiment. I bought it from eBay, and basically it allowed me to do wirelessly enabled me to turn on and off the pump from top of the hill without having to walk down. It was pretty sweet, but it had some issues, and eventually it failed. So but yeah, we are about We are about 600-700 feet away from the house, way at the top of the hill. You can kind of see, I don't know, maybe you can see it. Let's see here. Right there is that little yellow bit. That's my backhoe, which, by the way, is a new backhoe, new used. Well, you'll see. Let me just show you the well. So this here's the well. I've got it kind of hidden behind these rocks just to kind of make it look more natural in case somebody goes by with a boat or something like that. But let me just show you inside there. That right about there is about 4 feet deep. And what I did was we dug a trench to the brook and put a bunch of big rocks in there. And so and then I also put some big O, like one line of big O in there, and basically just allowing the water to be able to flow to this pipe as easily as possible, and also so that it doesn't freeze. I'm hoping, we're kind of crossing our fingers here and hoping that it doesn't freeze, but so far so good. We've not had any issues, but yeah, we'll know more once we see the brook freeze over, if this still continues to flow in. So yeah, like I said, it's all a bit of an experiment. I think it's gonna work. I think it's gonna work quite well. If anything, I may have to dig some other well later on. And some of you might be asking, like, why didn't you just do a dug well or maybe like a drilled well? And either of those options would have been about $8,000, and this option here were about $3,000. So it's yeah, that's including like the rental of the excavator. So I mean, big deal. So it's way cheaper. So far we have unlimited water, and yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. That's just, doesn't look like it, but that's just a little hill. And now I gotta make it back up here again, so. Oh, boy, oh boy, that's quite the hill. Anyways, so, whew, excuse me a second. Snow on the ground, rather chilly. There's the yurt. We've closed up one of the windows here. That's like a plastic window, and just to kind of keep some of the heat in. We are burning quite a bit of wood, but I think, as I've said before, eventually the goal is we're going to replace this material with like a steel siding, and we're going to spray foam insulate the interior. So, and this is new. Some of you might be like, well, no, that's your old backhoe. No, it's not. It's actually, it's another backhoe. I traded a fella who's a heavy diesel mechanic, and yeah, he looked at my machine. Basically, he said that my machine would have to be taken apart in 3 different places, and it would just be a lot of work. So he traded me this straight up. He brought it to my house. It works, it runs. It needs a little bit of work as well, but all in all, I actually find it a lot easier to maneuver and go around. It's a 580B, so it's not like the one I had was like a construction grade. This is more of a consumer grade, I guess. But I mean, it's still a solid machine. Still needs some work, but it works and it runs, so I'm pretty happy about that. Oh, what else is there? This tent flew away a few times in the wind. That was a lot of fun. So we had to get it, and I finally strapped it and tied it all down so it shouldn't go anywhere else. This is our wood pile. So this used to be like that big, and we've gone down to now that. We're like near the end of December, so I think we're doing pretty good. We should have enough wood here for the rest of the season. Anyways, we have some compost bins right there. That's where all our, how would you say, milk and butter goes. Compost toilet, that's where that all goes. So we have a whole compost heap system. If you're ever curious about how to do that, there's a great book out there called the Humanure Handbook. Fantastic. If you're ever looking into figuring out how to naturally dispose of your feces, that is the best book out there. It'll teach you everything you need to know. Up here, see that thing right there? So that's my 1,000-liter water tote. And basically, let me show you. So that goes, let's see, that goes down the hill, comes all the way up this way, up down through here, and I got the line buried in the ground, and it comes up through in there all the way to the top, and it fills up at the top. At the bottom of the tank, I got a 1-inch water line outlet, and it comes out from there at the bottom, and it goes to back up into the bottom of the yurt there. And then inside the yurt, it basically goes inside, and there's a small water pump in there that gives me pressure inside the house for showers and all this stuff. So yeah, fantastic little system, works great. I have an overflow here, so that just like, if it does get full, the pump will just keep pushing that out, and it will end up draining out into the ground here. And then over here we have in the back, that's my generator. So anytime I need to turn on the generator to get some more power, just turn that guy on and away we go. Now we are running our generator pretty much every other day right now. It's overcast, it ain't very sunny half the time, so I do have 6 other solar panels I have to install. Right now I have 9, as you can see, which gives me, on a good day, gives me about, I think it's 2,200 watts. So it's not a whole lot, but I'm not really running a whole lot in here either. But it's enough that I gotta run the generator about every other day. Let me just give you a quick tour inside. So this is inside my container. It is an absolute mess. I'm telling you, when you're building stuff, like, it is just it is just such a mess. And probably one of the reasons why I haven't been doing videos is just because I quite frankly, just a little bit embarrassed by all my mess. But I've just run out of time, and anyways, if we just had more time. So what I originally had planned was, like, this door was here, and that was all heated by a small electric heater, but I found that it was just taking way too much power to heat this little room. So instead what I did was I built this small little box. Okay, you can kind of see it there, and that has my batteries inside, and it has a small heater. I'll show you that in a minute. And then this is my inverter and my charge controller, my 80 amp Outback Power charge controller. This gives me the Magnum sine wave inverter. That is sine wave inverter, meaning I can run electronic devices without, you know, having major spikes. I believe that gives me 4,000 watts. Yeah, I believe it's a 4,000 watt inverter. It's working great. I mean, again, all we're running is a fridge and internet and television, so it's more than enough. It just all depends what you need, and you got to size your system according to that. I put a small panel in here for anything, well, a large panel. Anyway, that's my batteries. It's kind of hard to see because I'm kind of in very tight quarters, but I got a small heater down here which keeps it at 15 degrees. And basically I put some tile in there just to keep some heat retention. I don't know if it really works, but here's my batteries. They're currently at, let's see, I haven't even checked it myself, 60%. So 60%. So yeah, these are Rawson batteries. They're working pretty good so far. And just so you guys can see, we are producing 250 watts right now. It's not a whole lot. So yeah, that's kind of my little solar battery room. So as you can see, I'm not really producing a whole lot. There is light coming through, but it's mostly like that, you know, during the winter. So it's not really amazing, but you know, it is what it is. Depending again, what you're using, what you're running, you know, you really have to size your system according to what you're doing. So for me, I'd love to actually see this pretty much doubled. As of right now, I'm just trying to choose my battles wisely. So I only have so much time and I can only do so much within a period of time. So that is kind of what I'm doing. Right now I'm working on inside, trying to get my bathroom finished. We do have a shower and stuff like that, but I still got to finish drywalling. Now I'd show you guys an interior look of our house, but it is an absolute mess, and I think I'm going to give you, my next video is going to be an interior look. I got to finish the bathroom. It's almost done, and at that point in time I'll give you guys a nice grand tour of that. But if you are absolutely curious, go check out our blog. There's a link down in the description below, and you can see kind of where we're at and how we're doing there. Anyways, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I do plan on doing more videos. It just didn't happen in the last 3 months.